This is a WEG CFW500, and in this video I'll show you how to connect it to a PC using a USB to RS485 cable. Hello, I'm Simon from the Inverter Drive Supermarket. If you want to use WEG's WPS software with a CFW500, you'll need to connect the drive to a PC. Now, you could install a dedicated USB or Ethernet option card, but in most cases the simplest and most common method is to use the module you already have with a USB to RS485 converter cable, like this FTDI one. It's an inexpensive 1.8 meter cable with an isolated USB-A connector at one end and flying leads at the other. Here are the signals and corresponding wire colours. For this application, we only need the two data wires and the ground, so I'm going to trim the remaining wires and secure them out of the way. Once that's done, we're left with the yellow wire, that's data negative or A, the orange wire, which is data positive B, and the black wire for ground. I'm going to fit ferrules to the ends. This cable works with many different drive brands, so it's likely to be connected and disconnected quite a few times over its lifetime. Ferrules just make it a bit more robust. Now the cable's ready, we can connect it to the CFW500. But before we do that, we need to enable RS485 because it's not enabled by default. That's done using the I/O module dip switches. They're a bit awkward to access when the module's fitted, so we'll remove it first. The label shows the dip switches for the two RS485 data channels. They're located here. To enable RS485, I'll switch both of these to the right. That's the on position. And that's it. RS485 is now enabled. The same label also shows which terminals we need. I'll reinstall the I/O module and then connect the cable. Yellow A goes to terminal 14, orange B goes to terminal 16, and black ground goes to terminal 18, like this. I'll refit the cover and power up the drive. If you find these practical drive tutorials helpful, consider subscribing for more content like this. Now we can connect the USB end to the laptop and open WPS. Click Start in the Quick Parameters Monitoring panel. This opens the Communication Configuration window. At the moment, the physical layer is set to USB. I'm going to select CFW500 from the device dropdown. It's not strictly required, but it filters the available physical layers so they match the drive. You'll see that USB is now grayed out and Serial over USB has been selected automatically. That's exactly what we want. Even though we're using a USB cable, it's actually serial communication over USB. Next, check the COM port. In this case, there's only one available, but if you're unsure, you can confirm in Device Manager. Look for the port with FTDI listed as the manufacturer. The rest of the settings can stay at their defaults. Now we'll click Test. And there we go, the device is online and WPS has correctly identified it as a 230 volt 4.3 amp CFW500. Perfect. If your drive isn't detected, double check the communication parameters in the drive and make sure they match the software settings. Press OK to close the window. Now that we're connected, WPS reads all the drive parameters and displays them in the table. If I click the orange Read Parameters button, it loads those values into the offline parameter set. And that's it. We're connected and ready to use WPS. I'll go through the features of the software in another video, but that's everything for this one. Thanks very much for watching. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd consider subscribing, that would be hugely appreciated. See you next time. This video is for educational purposes only. Always follow official manufacturer documentation and safety instructions.